over the course of 23 years, right, you've been building this fucking empire, right? That's what I would call it. How exactly do you cast your visions onto the team? Or if you're not, if you're not a business person, how do you cast visions on your family or your employees? Like, how do you get your vision, what you saw in your head, 23 years ago? How do you get it out? Like, how did you manifest that into the people around you?
Well, the thing about, first of all, it's real simple. You just tell them what you're going to do. Like, this is what I'm going to do. This is what we're going to do. I need your help. And this is how it's going to benefit you and where you're going to fit in. The problem with these, with casting a vision that most people have is that they haven't developed the vision, right? Like a lot of people, and there's two problems that most people have when they're trying to paint a big picture. One, they haven't actually thought it through themselves, or two, they don't intend to actually complete it, all right? Both are bad because one, if you haven't thought it out, you can't get where you want to go. It's impossible. I just had an Andygram on this a couple of days ago. You cannot get where you don't know you're going. You see what I'm saying? How the fuck can you get there?
Yeah.
So you certainly can't get your team to get on board if you haven't done an in-depth thought of where I'm going to be 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, and how these people are going to be involved and what it's going to mean to them and what it's going to mean to their families and what it's going to mean to their lifestyle. Yeah. Like if you haven't thought that through, you have no chance of getting anybody on board, right? But the other problem is you have a lot of CEOs and a lot of business owners that want to pretend like they're going to do all these things with the intention of getting their employees to work really hard. And then they just basically don't intend to build the company that way. Right. And those people will cycle through employees over and over and over again. They'll have a high turnover rate. People will hate them because you are stealing their life. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And so you as an employer, these little businesses that say this shit like, oh, well, we're happy where we're at, bro. You're going to get your fucking ass beat, because there's companies that are doing what you do that are not happy where they're at. Okay. And those companies that are intending to grow, they're going to attract your best people. They're going to bring the best people who have the want and the drive and the will to succeed and do bigger things. Those people are going to find those people and they're going to meet up. And guess what? They're going to beat you. So you have to be genuine and you have to follow through. A lot of people try to create buy-in with their team inside of a vision with no intent. And like, dude, I'm sorry, but everybody knows when they're getting lied to. Everybody knows when they're getting told a bunch of shit. And you, as the owner of your business, are not exceptionally more intelligent than the people that work for you. You just happen to be in a different role than them. Right. So, and that's another thing I could go into. Like a lot of people think because they own a business, they're smarter than all their employees. Well, if you own a business and you're smarter than all your employees, you're a dumbass. Because I'm going to tell you this, everybody I have in here is smarter than me in a lot of ways. Yeah. I told you guys last night at dinner, I said, hey, I got one job here. My job is very simple. My job is to evaluate the ideas and the thoughts of very smart people and then to pick the one that I think is best. Yep. That's it, right? My job is not to come up with the plan. Now, sometimes do I? Sure. Yeah. But I build a team that I'm intentionally the dumbest person on. See what I'm saying? And so like when you cast a vision, you got to take all these things into account. The biggest part of vision casting is let's just wipe all that shit I just said off the table. And you intend to build a fucking empire. Okay. And you're doing it with the right will and you're doing it with the right heart. And you really, truly intend on doing it. Dude, the biggest thing you can do is to sit down with your team and say, God, and be real. Yeah. Say, guys, look, this is what the fuck we're going to do. Now, I don't know exactly how we're going to do it. I don't know. I have a good idea. I think we're going to do it like this, like this, like this. But dude, this is what we're doing. Okay. And I'm going to spend my whole fucking life doing it. I'm not interested in selling out. I'm not interested in exiting. I'm not interested in this. I'm interested in creating this. And this is what your role is. And this is how it's going to affect you. And we're going to have this. And dude, I stood in front of, and by the way, the best vision cast you could ever have, is the one that comes true, right? Yeah. Okay. So let me tell you something. I've never cast a vision in this company ever that hasn't happened ever. And if you ask anybody who's been here since day one, which there's a few, that day one was 6 years in, but if you go ask the Jasons or the Codys or the Tylers or the Mike Taylors, if you go ask them if I ever said anything that never happened, they will tell you absolutely not. Right. Now it might take a little bit longer, but what I say happens. Yeah. And so now that trust that we have here is compounded because those guys have all seen it for the last 16 years with me.
And now they're able to spread that to people up under them. Yeah.
So you have to follow through on your promises. And the biggest thing, I sat in front of my team in 2010 in one of my retail stores, and I said, hey, one day we're going to have this amazing headquarters. We're going to have a gym. We're going to have a turf field. We're going to have locker rooms. We're going to have showers. We're going to have this amazing building that people come from all over the world, and they're going to see it, and they're going to want to be a part of this, and they're going to come here and they're going to feel the experience, and we're going to sit with them, and we're going to help them develop their businesses, and we're going to help them grow their brands, and we're going to do all. I said that in 2010, bro. And if you go ask any of them, they will tell you I said exactly. Now, what do we do?
Yeah,
that's what the fuck we do now, right? Yeah. So my point is, and by the way, there's 3 guys out of maybe 16 that were there at that time that are still here. So you could be the best vision caster in the world, and the one that you could paint the biggest vision you could possibly think of. That was the biggest vision I could think of at that time. Yeah. Okay. And you're still not going to have everybody believe. Yeah. And that's just part of the deal. That doesn't mean you can't do it. That means you got to keep going with the people that you got. Some people will fall off and other people will step in. And here's another thing. Those people that fall off, you should be thankful for them too, because they helped you get where you are, even if they didn't stay the whole time. A number of the guys that used to work for me, I'm still really good friends with. Right. Now I'm investing in their businesses that they run.
That's real.
You see what I'm saying? Because they put in time for me. Now I'm looking to help them back. And so you have to value these people. And I think, understanding that they have lives and they have careers and they have dreams, and you trying to accommodate those lives, careers, and dreams inside your vision is the best way to get people on board. Yeah. But dude, it all comes down to you have to mean what you say. You have to intend to do it. And it has to be genuine, and you have to know in as much detail as possible what you're going to actually do. Because the biggest reason is still the first reason I said that people struggle with this. They just don't think it through. You can't get where you don't know you're going.
That's real.
So that's that.
That's awesome. That's 3 for 3 right there, baby.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I thought when we talk about, some people falling off of that team, I also thought, a thought came up, man, how many of those people too would have slowed down the process of you getting to where you gotta go?
But dude, and that's the nature of business. Some people, it's not for them. Yeah. And that's okay. A lot of people, dude, when you're in the beginning, if you're in a beginning entrepreneur and you let's just say you've got 5 or 6 or 10 people, right? And you're trying to cast this big vision, dude, it's demoralizing. I understand what that's like. You try to get these guys on board. They don't really believe you. You're fucking reading everything, doing everything, putting in all the time. You fully intend to do it, and they still don't believe you. It's very frustrating. Yeah. But the point is that you'll get the last laugh by just staying on the path. You'll keep pushing, keep driving, keep working, keep trying to help people, keep trying to develop people, keep your word to your people. And those things are all going to work themselves out. The real problem here is that entrepreneurs want the end result in 5 minutes. And this shit just takes time, dude. Yeah. So be patient. Understand that people are going to come and go. Understand that you're going to, the longer you're at it, the better your core is going to become. And, there's no limits to what we can do here in business, guys. It's the biggest opportunity, especially right now. We just came through we're working through and still in this shit show in the world. However, a lot of businesses, and this sucks, but it's the truth. A lot of businesses are falling off. A lot of businesses are closing up. A lot of businesses are pulling back. Even the ones who are good are pulling back their offense and playing defense. And that creates a tremendous opportunity for entrepreneurs that have the grit and have the will and the fight in them to stick it through and to keep growing. Because at the end of this is how it always works. When these world crises or economic crises happen, there ends up being a shit ton of opportunity. The only reason that we're sitting here in this building right now is because in 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we went on full offense when everybody else fucking pulled their shit in. Right. So, we were able to gain 10 years of ground in 5 years at that time. Yeah. And that's the same thing we're doing now. Right now, we built this building. We hired almost 200 people in 2020. We have 2 more buildings we're building next door that are exact same size as this. Mm-hmm. Okay. Dude, we're on offense, bro. We're here to fucking gain as much as we can. I'm going to employ another 200 people in the next 12 months. And, it is what it is. Yep. That's the way business works. And you guys who are small, you have to gut through this. And you're going to get a proportional response to what I'm getting if you got through it. You're going to see a whole bunch of market open up for you. You're going to be able to grab it. You're going to be able to move. And for the next 10 or 12 years, it's going to get you through until the next crisis. Right. And in the next crisis, you'll be where I'm at, where you have a ton of resources, you have a ton of connections, you have a ton of, ability to take advantage of these situations. Every super successful person I know right now is on 1,000% offense. They are gobbling it up. Yep. And the people who aren't, they're going to get gobbled up. That's just reality. So, I'm excited about the business landscape, even though with all this shit going on and like this crazy, like they put this automatic mandate through for 100 employees. No. Yeah. If you don't want to, I'm not doing that shit. So if you don't want to do that shit, come work for me. If you're a killer, come work for me. Yep. I won't force shit on you and we're going to win. So yeah, that's it. So dude, if you guys want that personal development content more regular, dude, you should apply to Arete. Yeah. That's where we do it. And I do it with Ed Milet, who's one of the best in the world at this. So, anyhow, what else?
That's it, baby.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right. Guys, I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the shares. I appreciate all the love and shares on the American podcasts as well, because dude, it's something that I truly passionate about. I truly care about. And we all have to realize that without fertile soil here in America, we don't have a chance to win. All right. So I appreciate you guys who are here for the entrepreneurship, but are also taking an interest in the societal views that we have here. So just wanted to give you guys a shout out for that. Hey guys, do me a favor. If you enjoyed that clip, if it made you laugh, if it made you think, if it made you have a new perspective, go over to iTunes. Check out the full-length podcast. You're going to like it.